evening, everyone. We'll begin the program in about 5 minutes. We're just going to give our friends that are in line a chance to grab something to eat and sit down. So about another 5 minutes. Thank you. Welcome.
think so.
Good afternoon. If we could have everyone make their way to their seats at this time. Good afternoon and welcome to our retirement reception. My name is Sabatino Samato and I am the Superintendent of Kenton. I'd like to welcome our retirees, family, friends, Board of Education members, parent groups, administrators, past retirees to our 2020 and 2021 retirement reception. To start things off this afternoon, I'd like to welcome our board president, Mr. Matt Schmer, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Superintendent Samato. On behalf of the Kenton Board of Education, let me just begin by saying congratulations to all of the retirees here today and all of their families. I've been retired from the district for 2 years now, and although I truly miss what I did for 2 years, when people ask me about retirement, first thing I say is I highly recommend it. I often will hear retirees say, I don't know how I ever found time to work. Now I know what they meant by that. But that's a great thing because I'm sure you're going to pursue your interests and begin a whole new chapter in your lives. By the way, anybody that needs any tips on becoming a Uber driver, a DoorDash driver, or a member of the Board of Education can be feel free to my call. Although this is a great time in your lives and in your family's lives, know that it's a sad day for the Kenton School District. It's a tremendous amount of talent. Santa Maria told me that there were 126 retirees invited today, either from this year or last year. I know personally what we're losing because I've had the opportunity to work with many of you. I'm close friends with many of you, and I've even been married to one of you for 25 years. As a teacher and coach, like in any job, I would always reflect back on the previous year or the previous week or the previous day and think, wow, I wasn't very good yesterday or last week or last year. I'm much better now. No matter what role you played in the district, there's no replacement for the experience and knowledge that we gain every day. In economics, we call that human capital, and we're losing a ton of human capital this year. So 126 people times 180 school days times 25 years or so times countless hours of staff development. Now, Assistant Superintendent Marasco in the room, maybe you can check my math for me, but to me, that equates to a heck of a lot of knowledge, experience, and talent that's going to be difficult and take a long time to replace. Don't get me wrong, we're all replaceable. They actually replaced me pretty quickly. And there will be talented people with fresh ideas and new excitement and energy to take over. We have a terrific support system in place here in Kenton. We have great leadership in Superintendent Samato and his cabinet and directors, terrific building administrators, a second-to-none mentor program, instructional coaches, our outstanding staff development center, and our outstanding colleagues in all of our buildings that are ready to provide support for people coming in. But we know, and we want you to know, that every one of you will be missed. Once again, on behalf of the Board of Education, I want to thank you for your service and dedication to Kenton. Although there will be someone performing your duties in the future, you will never be replaced in the Kenton family. Thank you.
Thank you, President Schmer. Before we begin with some comments, I want to give a special acknowledgement to our previous superintendent, Steve Bovino, and board members that are here today as we're attempting to carry on the traditions and work that they have started in the district. Please join me in giving them a round of applause. So I'll be short with my comments, but colleagues, I was fortunate enough to join Kenton this past year. I grew up in Kenton. I remember the excitement that I had knowing that I was coming home to join such an incredible district. I just want to focus on that concept for one moment as I share these words with you tonight, because I was excited to come home to this incredible district. The reality is, I only was excited to leave my family in Buffalo and join this Kenton family because of all the work that you've done throughout your career to make this such a special place. You see, Kenton always has had such a deep tradition in excellence in education. That does not happen by mistake. You have focused your entire career on giving. Examples of your extraordinary giving. Reflect on these and see if they ring a bell. You gave your heart and soul to your work. Sometimes you gave your weekends to focus on the work for the next week. You gave your evenings, working events, or merely reflecting on the work from that day to see if you can even be better the next day. You gave up your family time, oftentimes, at home to make time to complete your work and truly create the feeling of family for our children in Kenton. You gave emotional support to Kenton children or even colleagues, even when it was a day that you could have really used the support yourself. You often gave up your own gains, selfish gains, or advancement to ensure that the team that you were with in Kenton was able to achieve its best. As you know, I could go on and on. The point is, after all of this time of giving, it is now time to give to yourself. Find the time to discover something about yourself that you have never known. In some of my conversations with you as you were entering this evening, some of you shared some stories, especially retirees from last year or this past January. Work on something new or continue a passion that you've had but never seem to have had the time to pursue. You will always be part of this Kenton family, so don't worry. That means you are always invited in. Whether it is to stop by and watch a game, sit in on beautiful music or art event, or just drop by to say hi. You see, that's the great thing about Kenton that you've created. You may move on, but you truly never leave. I leave you today with these two quotes that I read the other day as I was preparing for this event. I felt that they were pretty perfect for this evening. The first one, retirement is not the end of the road, it is just the beginning of an open highway. And finally, say goodbye to tension and hello to pension. So congratulations. Have a great retirement, everyone. You truly will be missed. So our procedure is going to be just a little bit different than previous years. There's a little bit of nervous energy, I know, from all of us. This is probably the first time that many of us have been together in such a great, large number. But the wonderful thing about it is that we are all together, and we've all persevered. Tonight, with some of the COVID restrictions that we've had in the past, we're going to call names up, and typically we would shake hands, and just to keep things a little bit less contact, we'll ask you to come up and receive your crystal apple, and you can take it right from the table, and Gina and Matt will be there to assist you along as well. I will call up the individual retirees to receive their apple in recognition. I will call the names on the program and indicate to our colleagues who are not in attendance for today. So a couple more, just a few maintenance things. You can absolutely, I think there's some sanitizers on the table. We're all sanitized, freshly sanitized as well. And folks, when I mention the years, I don't want anybody to panic. If we got the years wrong by some mistake, this does not affect your tier retirement. It's not from Albany. This is just what we're saying at this event. I know in years past, sometimes we've created a panic. It's not 29, it's 30, Samato, it's 30. So just so you know on that. And once again, there will be no handshaking or anything of that nature just while we're giving the awards. Once I call your name, we'll give applause. And then as you're coming up, I will go on to the next name because we do have quite a few people to pass the crystal apples out to tonight. Okay, so beginning with the 1920 school year. Audine Afuso, account clerk typist from the administration building with 12 plus years. Judy Lynn Anthony, elementary from Franklin Elementary with 31 years. Michael Bailey, math from Kenmore East with 28 years. Nancy Bartkowski, teacher aide, Franklin Elementary for 23 years. Barbara Battaglia, director of data research in the administration building with 23 years. Susan Battaglia, teacher aide, Limburg with 15 plus years. Jack Blanche, math, Kenmore East with 29 years. Karen Bly, cook manager, Kenmore East, 26 plus years. Karen Boehm, German from Hoover Middle School with 21 years. Cynthia Brodfuhr, elementary, Edison for 24 plus years. Karen Brooks, fax, Hoover Middle School with 16 years. Linda Burton, teacher aide, Franklin Middle with 22 plus years. Tracy Butler, special education from St. Amelia's with 35 years. Billy Carlson, teacher aide from Franklin Elementary with 20 years. Janet Conrad, food service helper, Kenmore West, 12 years. Ralph Critelli, science, Kenmore East, with 35 years. Warren Derby, stores clerk, admin building with 28 plus years. Pamela DeGangi, counselor, Kenmore East with 32 years. Barbara Diocedo, teacher aide, Kenmore West with 27 plus years. Laura Dombrowski, fax, Hoover Middle School for 24 years. Robert Durrell, cleaner, Kenmore West, 13 plus years. Emma Edwards, bus driver, transportation, 23 plus years. Jean Ennis, speech, Hoover Elementary, 31 years. Patricia Ensminger, Library Media Specialist, Edison, 18 years. Darcy France, Special Education, Kenmore West, 20 years. Gail Gellistorfer, Bus Driver, Transportation, 25 plus years. Mary Gemmer, Elementary, Limburg, 30 years. And folks, just a point of clarification, when I read the years, those are years in Kenton. So these people have been in Kenton for those amount of years. Linda Gianturco, Reading, Hoover Elementary, 20 years. Gary Giulia, Security Aide, Kenmore West, 24 plus years. Pamela Haney, Elementary, Edison, 24 years. William Heineman, Elementary, Hoover Middle School, 22 years. Edward Keppel, Music, Franklin Middle School, 31 years. Jamie Kubala, Art, Hoover Middle School, 24 years. Denise Kurtz, Teacher Aide, Franklin Elementary, 18 plus years. Paul LaDuca, Music, Kenmore West, 30 years. Margaret Lane, Music, Hoover Elementary, 30 years. Teresa Lazinski, Clerk Typist, Kenmore West, 29 plus years. Lazinski. Lawrence Mendola, Stationary Engineer, B&G, 18 plus years. Susan Miller, Clerk Typist, Admin Building, 16 years. Catherine Miller, Counselor, Limburg, 31 years. Gail Melenda, French, Hoover Middle School, 32 years. Nancy Mooney, Senior Clerk Typist, Admin Building Student Services, 17 plus years. Judith Myers, Food Service Helper at Franklin Elementary for 24 plus years. Deborah Naples, Teacher Aide, Edison, 23 plus years. Lynn Pettipiece, Clerk Typist, Kenmore East, 25 plus years. Randy Ramaker, PE, Kenmore West, 30 years. Charlene Rizzo Schwab, Special Education, Franklin Middle School, 32 years. Cecilia Rozak Bauer, Social Worker, Edison, 25 plus years. Richard Scaduto, Art, Kenmore-East, 27 years. Robert Schuneman, bus driver, transportation, 25 plus years. Laura Sexton, fax, Hoover Middle School, 18 years. Richard Sinibaldi, head custodian, Kenmore-East, 40 plus years. Caroline Wagner, remedial reading, Limburg, 22 years. Marcia Wawarski, teacher aide, Kenmore West, 33 plus years. Tracy Wilson, elementary, Franklin Elementary for 22 years. Daniel Yox, science, Kenmore-East, 26 years. Dr. Jill O'Malley, Board of Education President, Admin Building for 6 years. Oh. Michelle Tarbox, Board of Ed member, Administration Building, 3 years. And finally, Stephen Bavino, Superintendent, Administration Building, 13 years. Well deserved, Steve, well deserved. So from the class of 2020, 1920, a total of 1,377 total years of service. 1,377 total years of service from the group of people that I just called off. Let's give them all another round of applause. That really is telling and fits the mold that Matt was speaking about early on in the program. So now our 2020-2021 class of retirees, starting with Ann Blank, social worker, KMS Big Picture for 19 plus years. Linda Berganti, senior clerk stenographer from Kenmore West for 14 plus years. Barbara Bright, school monitor, Edison Elementary for 42 years. William Brunner, special education, St. Amelia's for 25 plus years. Annette Caleri, food service helper, Kenmore East, 21 plus years. Lisa Shamara, special education, Hoover Middle School, 32 years. Linda Cooper, clerk typist, transportation, 21 plus years. Pamela Cusimano, fax, Hoover Middle School, 19 plus years. Catherine Daffgard, clerk typist, Hoover Middle for 21 plus years. Amy Dahlin, clerk typist, Kenmore Middle School Staff Development Center, 24 plus years. Sandra Eaton, elementary education, Holmes for 20 plus years. Marion Farrell, RPN, CSAT, 2 plus years. Marianne Forlenza, teacher aide, Edison Elementary, 23 years. Michelle Gorman, special education, Holmes, for 18 years. Robert Hartmeyer, elementary education, Edison, for 20 plus years. Diane Hurt, laborer, Kenmore Middle, for 20 years. Ann Herman, teacher aide, Holmes Elementary, for 21 plus years. Lavinia Cardani, art, Limburg, for 26 years. Michael Kolb, cleaner, buildings and grounds, for 34 years. Mayor Michael Colmar, senior custodian, Kenmore Middle School, for 35 years. Joseph Korninski, industrial arts, Hoover Middle School, 26 years. Donna Kraus, cook manager, Kenmore West, 27 plus years. Judy Law, teacher aide, Kenmore West, 23 plus years. Phyllis Locurcio, teacher aide, Hoover Middle School, 35 years. Richard McDonald, stationary engineer, buildings and grounds, 39 years. Jean Marabella, cook manager, Hoover Complex, 29 plus years. Todd Marcourt, PE, Limburg, 30 years. Barbara Matthews, food service helper, Kenmore West, 20 plus years. Colleen May, school monitor, Franklin Elementary, 12 years. Cynthia McCarthy, bus driver, transportation, 20 plus years. Randall McPhee, business, Kenmore West, 20 years. Diane Meacham, elementary education, Franklin Elementary for 20 years, or 23 years. Curtis Mercer, laborer, transportation building, 10 years. Cynthia Morath, elementary education, Lindbergh, 30 years. Mary Morrison, teacher aide, Hoover Middle School, for 21 years. Rocco Navarro, teacher aide, Kenmore East, 23 years. Carol Neeser, nurse, Kenmore East, 23 years. Sharon Odo, teacher aide, Hoover Elementary, 27 plus years. Dolores O'Malley, elementary ed, Franklin Elementary for 21 years. Donald Paradiso, cleaner, Kenmore Middle School, 28 plus years. Linda Perez, teacher aide, Franklin Middle, 29 plus years. Lisa Phillips, clerk typist, Kenmore West, 13 years. Louise Pedanek, clerk typist, Kenmore West, 14 years. Lois, I apologize, Lois. Sorry, Lois. Ross Raniero, senior custodian, 12 plus years. Diane Red, science, Kenmore East, 29 years. Kathleen Reiser, English, Kenmore Middle School, 20 years. Jay Robbins, PE, Kenmore East, 25 years. John Rojek, elementary education, Franklin Middle School, 26 years. Kathleen Russo, elementary education, Edison, 29 plus years. Kevin Ryan, laborer, admin building food service, 1 year. Elizabeth Schechter, elementary education, Hoover Elementary, 21 years. Elizabeth Smith, elementary education, Franklin Elementary, 21 plus years. Dennis Smith, bus driver, transportation, 5 years. Thomas Spengler, science, Hoover Middle School, 25 years. Patrick Stillwell, motor equipment operator, buildings and grounds, 30 plus years. Amy Storr, elementary education, Hoover Middle School, 30 years. Elaine Tardick, account clerk, admin business HR, 34 plus years. Barbara Tronalone, bus attendant, transportation, 12 plus years. Patrick Veltri, health, Kenmore East, 27 years. Karen Wagner, teacher aide, Holmes Elementary, 28 plus years. Gina Walk, clerk typist, Kenmore East, 19 years. Robert Warren, head custodian, Hoover Middle for 34 plus years. Dawn Wilkinson, elementary education, Hoover Middle School for 30 years. Valerie Wilson, teacher aide, Kenmore East, 23 plus years. Karen Wozniak, elementary education, Franklin Elementary, 20 years. And last but not least, Mr. Andrew Gianni, Board of Education member, admin building, 6 years. So folks, from this group, 1,507 years of total service for the class of 2020-2021. That is a lot of years. Let's give them a round of applause. I'll try some mental math here. Steve, correct me when I'm wrong. 1507 and 1377 is 2877, 84. 20, right? 2884. 2,884 years between the two classes. Let's give all of you a round of applause. Of course, this event cannot take place without the assistance of many people. I want to thank and recognize the following at this time. First, food service. Each of these people individually. Miss Kim Roll. Kristen Krisak. Wendy Christopher. Leela Hahn. Karen Interlicia. Danielle Grattieri. Donna Foster. Jackie Cicatello. Laureen Medina. And Rose Izzard. Folks, the people that we just named off really went above and beyond this year. This is not our normal location, and it really turned out to be just a beautiful event. So thank you very much to all of food service for everything that you did for us this evening. And of course, we recognized him earlier, the mayor of Kenton himself, Mr. Mike Colmar, the custodian at Kenmore Middle School. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Above, you see Brandon. Brandon, can you wave? Charmante. I pronounced it correctly? Charmante. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it correctly. Brandon is always, I just mentioned him the other day, I don't want to do anything technical without Brandon there because he does such a wonderful job. So Brandon, thank you very much for setting everything up for us this evening. Administrators in the room, we have district administrators, principals, assistant principals, directors, and of course our assistant superintendents as well. Can we give them a round of applause? And do we have any past retirees in the room that may be present? Raise your hand if you're a past retiree that was not this evening. Let's give all of our past retirees that are with us this evening a special round of applause. And finally, folks, I'll close tonight with a special thank you to Miss Gina Santa Maria, standing behind me. Gina works tirelessly to put this entire event together. I have never seen one of these events. So Gina has been talking me through it for months and planning it for months. And she really did a wonderful job. She takes it very seriously and makes sure that we provide the best event possible for the employees that are retiring. She really takes it seriously and very well planned, very well thought out. And Gina, we're very, very thankful to have you. She's been working on this for months and did a superb job this evening. Let's give her a round of applause. And finally, that's it. That brings us to the end of our program. I just want to say it's been a tough time for you. For those that retired, I have no idea why you would retire this year. But in all honesty, I meant what I said. It's my first year here. The unique thing about family is that family never dies, family never moves on, family is with you always. So this is your home, and please feel free to come around, be around, even if you just need to get a taste of something again because you're having one of those days. Stop by and see us. We can always use you, and if you want to help out, we're always looking for help around the district. So wonderful. Thank you very much for your dedication. Thank you very much for your service. You still can enjoy each other for the remainder of the evening. Thank you.